Open the gate that I may enter.
Necronomicon is coming.
So if you've made it this far through the gatewalking process and following the gatewalking focuses, then you are near the end of the first 7 gates of the traditional gatewalking of the Necronomicon. So this video is going to be about the gatewalking focuses for the Ninib gate, which has to do with Saturn, so let's get to it. So I would create an altar to Ninib facing north. Remember, his color is black, so the altar should be mainly black. Your colors of what you choose to wear for the month when you are in the month or however long that you are working with the Ninib energies, I would wear black a lot. Hopefully you're not doing the gatewalking during the summer. That might be a little too hot. Let's see. Daily reading of the Invocation of the Ninib gate. A daily reading of the On the Sleep of Ishtar up to enter the 7th gate and behold the netherworld. Daily meditation in general. Contemplate your karma. Have you been practicing good karma? What needs to change? Contemplate your vices and habits. Which ones are negative? Which ones are positive? What needs to change? What do you need to let go of? Research the astrological event known as a Saturn return. Depending on your age, you may have already experienced Saturn's return to its original place in your birth chart. It's in my manuscript an apostrophe. It's a very bad spelling error. And it may happen again. So I think it's every 7 years Saturn comes back around.
29 years.
Oh, every 29 years. Wow, I'm way off. See, anything I don't know, she does. So every 29 years, Saturn goes back into the original place that it was in your birth chart, and that can kind of be a very catalyzing event for changes in your life.
Especially growing up with more responsibility.
Growing up, responsibility.
But that can be a really great thing. So in Saturn can be really difficult for somebody, whether they're going through the Saturn return or they're going through the Saturn gate, if they have certain things that they haven't grown up about, things that they need more structure in, more discipline.
More structure, more discipline.
But when you actually touch into the powers of, say, a Saturn return or the Saturn gate, then you can actually utilize that to be more efficient and more productive with your time and actually get more done. So, even though it could seem like it could be difficult and challenging, it's actually for your highest and best. So if you can tune into the higher energies of the planet, any of these planets, you can actually call them in and even, say, Saturn, help me to come into a strong way with my independence, with the stability, the strength within myself, and actually tap into the higher powers of these planets by asking for their support. And you could probably even connect to the deity too, and also ask them if you're actually having trouble with any of the planets to say, hey, buddy, can you help me out? I'm having a little difficult time here, and maybe even get some advice from them too. That's what I do.
Yeah. Let's see. So that's more info than I put down. Research the location of Saturn in your birth chart and its influences on your birth chart in general. Research the astrological sign that Saturn is in at the time of the gatewalking ceremony, and it's not really going to move into another sign because it's so far out that that's why a Saturn return happens every 29 years, because it takes a really long time to go all the way back through the zodiac. So research where it is at the time.
And in your point in your life, like where it is. If you look at a transit chart, which Nick can post up a free place where you can get your transit chart, you can see what house Saturn is in to be able to see where it is actually going to be affecting you while you actually do the gate walking.
Yeah. Let's see. Daily prayers and offerings to Ninib facing north. Remember, we've talked about what kind of offerings you can do and the prayers that I keep mentioning. You can make a prayer up on your own, or you could look up some translated prayers from tablets like I was able to put in my manuscript here. Let's see. Consider what true understanding is. Spend an entire day, if not longer, in complete silence. See how your interactions with the world change. What new things were you able to listen to? What interesting things did you hear from the world around you and other people that you interacted with? Is there any insight to be gained here? Now, you can't really, not necessarily, or it might be kind of difficult to be completely silent all day, but the main point is just to listen more, be more receptive than expressive. Consider when you gave and received true compassion. What did it feel like? What was the situation like? What could you do to bring more compassion to those in your life? How could you ask for such compassion from others? Consider a time when you felt great sorrow and sadness. How did you recover from that feeling? Note the changes in yourself as you think of the sadness and then the recovery. Like, think of things that were really, really hard for you and how you were able to get out of them, how you were able to pull yourself back up by your bootstraps. Meditate on the queens of wands, swords, cups, and pentacles in the tarot. Now, if you do all of these things up to this Ninib gate, then, and by the way, in between the Marduk gate and the Ninib gate is, of course, the gate of Ganzir, but in this series that I was pumping out, I just wanted to focus on the regular gates. But if you've reached this point, then you have really broken down a lot of different aspects of your personality and really kind of seen yourself in the mirror and gotten maybe a more better understanding of who you are as a person by focusing on all these different aspects. Think of the different person that you are now than you were a month ago, or 7 months ago, or a year ago, or what have you, depending on how long it has taken you to walk the gates up to this point. Really reflect on who you were when you started this entire process and see the things that have changed and think of the things that still are kind of hard. The Ninib gate, of course, because it's about responsibility and structure and things like that, is really a good time to get an idea of all of those things that you still have work to do. I don't think that the gate walking is perfect in the sense that once you're done with it, you're going to be an amazing person with no difficulties, no issues, no traumas, and no triggers. But you should have a better understanding of yourself and being able to work with the energies that are coming from within and interacting with the energies that are from without. And the within-without concept is what the Gate of Arzir is all about, which of course comes after the regular gate walking. So you should really get a sense of what's going on with you and the energies of the world and all the planets influencing you from the outside, and try to find a balance with that. And that's really what the gate walking system is all about. So this is the end of the series of gate walking focus videos, and I was actually able to get them all done within the space of an hour, but I'm going to release them over the course of several weeks, and by the time you guys watch this video, you'll already have them all released, so I'm kind of nonsensically ranting at this point. But I hope that this helps everybody kind of get a better understanding of how exactly to go about walking the gates and how much of a transformative process it is through all the different activities that you can do to change who you are to being that person that you want to be. So if you've reached this point in the gate walking system, then you're well on your way in understanding the book, and I hope that all of my other videos are going to help you with a more deeper understanding, because once you go through the regular gate walking, you have barely stepped into the rabbit hole. So good hunting.